Well, from my point of view, Urban Boat Builders is a nonprofit that supports kids in their work environment and also outside of it. So that's why we bring them outside and kind of get them to hang out with each other and also build relationships and leadership roles. And it sets them up for kind of their own way of going out into the world and finding their new job, and gives them a little bit more of an understanding about what else is out there other than just the typical working at Walmart, Target, McDonald's, restaurants, different things like that. That's what I think that we mostly help with. I know that it's also a educational and job readiness program, so it's also teaching them how to professionally sound themselves in those environments, along with just kind of building themselves along with the work that they do in the shop. I love Urban Boat Builders because we have so many different intentions with the apprentices on how we want them to succeed. It's great work. There's nothing practically like it out there for kids to do. It's very rare, and I think that it is a great skill for everybody to have because it sets you up for fixing things in your own home or fixing things for other people, or kind of gives you a better idea of creative jobs that are out there. I grew up all over St. Paul. My mom and dad separated when I was really young. My mom was pretty much notorious for moving at least like once a year. So I got to live all over St. Paul. So then when I got to 5th grade, I was at a 1st grade reading and math level. And so I ended up being really far behind once I hit high school. But then in high school, I also kind of rebelled a lot, and I didn't want to go to school. And then I changed to a more independent school, which my parents were really nervous about because I didn't want to go to school, and then they were like, you have to build your own curriculum, and they were just really worried about it. And by my sophomore year, nobody thought I was going to graduate, and then I randomly turned it around and kind of motivated myself to get it done and graduate, and I did on time. Cool. I got involved with Urban Boat Builders because they came to my high school. I was looking for a job that didn't interfere with school, and this is an after-school program, so it fit in perfectly. I built a paddle for my personal project. We went on trips, to the Boundary Waters and to local lakes. We even, in this shop, got to do various different things. They gave you a lot of opportunity to try using different tools that you hadn't before, or use different techniques, whether it be with carving or sawing or whatever. I learned a lot about myself mostly. I learned that I like to work with my hands opposed to working, at a desk or off-site somewhere. I like having a project that I have to start and finish within a certain time, and it has to look a certain way, and I get to completely control how it looks throughout that process. And that's probably the biggest thing that I learned is myself, and what I prefer for a job, and what I want to spend my time doing. A lot of the barriers that I've personally seen apprentices come into the program with is, just, it's very common in the society. They were set up by either their school system or their community that they are kind of bound to fail because of the way that they were raised or the area that they were raised in, or really even as simple as the way that they act. And that kind of sets them up for this ideal that they have to work in really basic minimum wage jobs that aren't going to provide them any kind of achievement or really any kind of growth in that company or position. And so they come in like very doubtful of their abilities, and that's probably the hardest thing that I've witnessed. And by the time that they leave, they all kind of realize different things about themselves that they love, and different things that they're proud of, and different things that they're good at. And they, even if they don't go home thinking like, I'm a brand new person, I'm gonna do great, amazing things with my life, they at least go home with some kind of like self-love and something that they enjoy and are proud of about themselves. As my role as the intern, it was my job to orchestrate the presence and the work that we did at the State Fair as Urban Boat Builders. I was given the opportunity to kind of get a little bit more of an idea of how the planning of events go for the organization. So I got to kind of understand all the different materials or different signs or the outfits or things like that that we need prepared to look the way that we want to be presented at an event. And for such a big one like the State Fair, there was a lot of communication that had to go on throughout, for scheduling for the apprentices, the staff, and kind of just working with the DNR in general to kind of confirm the placement that we had there. I personally dealt a lot with the apprentices, so that was organizing them and kind of getting them set up for the day once they got there, closing out, having them be productive on the workplace at the fair, and then also their schedules and communicating with them if they couldn't follow through. It was a lot of various things that I was exposed to. The State Fair is important for Urban Boat Builders because it is a huge networking opportunity. There's so many different people that either want to enroll their kids in the program, donate to the program, buy boats from us. The amount of awareness that the State Fair brings to the organization is incredible. There's people that came back that had an idea that we were going to be there from the previous year or multiple of seeing us there in the past, like coming to the booth excited to see us, that we're still there. And I think that it's just good to kind of be recognized. It's a really good way to have a mass of people to see us in action, and see that we actually care about the lives that come in and out of the program, and the work that we do. I personally think that apprentices are impacted by being at the State Fair because they get to communicate and witness all of the excitement that people have from the community about the program, and then they also get the opportunity of kind of gloating, like, yeah, I built this, and people thinking it's awesome. So it kind of boosts their ego a little bit in what they're doing, and it makes them excited about coming and being there, and then also talking to everybody. I saw really shy people, apprentices, speaking to the public like I had never seen them talking before, and that was really great. What I gained through the experience of being an intern was mostly just the idea of what the other side of the organization deals with, but just the general business side of it was very enlightening, not something at all that I was used to. I hardly knew how to use any of the programs, and now I can actually probably go to them and figure out how to use it because I was shown how to and kind of given the opportunity to figure it out myself. Urban Boat Builders is important because we have impacted and enhanced lives of the youth of the Twin Cities in multiple different ways, and we bring back a culture of adventure that has been dying off recently, and it's really good to have back. I want to thank the community of St. Martin for giving me the opportunity of being an intern and funding my experience with the learning that happened here through Urban Boat Builders.